Today, on the news dimension, world leaders are preparing to gather for the 2025 NATO Summit in The Hague on June 24th and 25th. And this year's meeting could reshape the alliance for years to come. At the center of controversy, former US President Donald Trump's latest demand that all NATO countries spend at least 5% of their GDP on defense, more than double the current target. Trump's comments have reignited a long-running debate about military spending, fairness, and whether Europe is pulling its weight. And now, with rising tensions in Ukraine and increasing fears of Russian aggression, the stakes couldn't be higher. The summit will be hosted by Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte at the historic Binnenhof complex in The Hague. It may be his final international event as Prime Minister before stepping down later this year. Among the top agenda items, reinforcing support for Ukraine, preparing for potential cyber threats from China, reassessing the alliance's financial commitments, and it's that last point, money, that has everyone on edge. Under NATO's current agreement, members are expected to spend 2% of their GDP on defense, but not all countries even meet that number. In fact, only 11 of NATO's 32 members currently do. Trump's push for a 5% defense commitment has been met with mixed reactions. Italy's defense minister said the country would need at least 10 years to hit that target, citing budget constraints and political resistance. Meanwhile, Sweden's prime minister surprised the alliance by publicly supporting the 5% goal, saying Sweden would meet it within the coming years. Trump has framed the demand as simple fairness, arguing that the United States has long shouldered the burden of defending Europe. Critics, however, say the plan is both unrealistic and dangerous, potentially destabilizing NATO at a time when unity is most needed. NATO's current Secretary General has also weighed in, urging allies to take a quantum leap in defense capabilities, warning that Russia could be prepared to launch a larger attack on Europe within 5 years. The summit is expected to include private side meetings between heads of state, including US officials, UK leadership, and newly integrated members like Finland and Sweden. Outside the summit, protests are also expected. Anti-war demonstrators, human rights groups, and left-wing activists plan to gather in The Hague during the event, calling attention to military spending, US influence, and the ongoing war in Ukraine. The big question going into the summit is this: will NATO members bend to Trump's 5% pressure, or hold the line at 2%? And if Trump returns to the White House, what would that mean for America's role in the alliance? The future of NATO may be decided in The Hague, and the world is watching. Thanks for watching the News Dimension. Subscribe for weekly reports on global politics, tech, and the stories that shape our future. Until next time.